Hi, Chris B. Williams here. I hope you're well. Today we're going to take a quick look at faking that medium format look you see in many a magazine. We've got here a picture of Baby Groot, which I took using a Sony a6300, which is an APS-C size camera. And the problem with APS-C size cameras is the frame size available to you. And when I focused on this shot, I had the bokeh in mind as well as the subject. I wanted to get that creamy, chocolatey kind of background. But I also wanted my background to be much larger so that my subject, Baby Groot, would pop out in a kind of three-dimensional way. And in order to achieve that effect, ordinarily, you'd have to use a medium format camera. So, is there a way of faking it? Well, yes, there is. Because within Affinity Photo, we've got the option to create panoramas. Now, panoramas aren't necessarily landscapes, as you'll soon see. If I close down this picture of Baby Groot, I'm just going to go to File and New Panorama. I'm just going to left click on that and we come up with the New Panorama dialog box. And we've got to add some images. So basically we just click on the Add button in the bottom left, and you can see here these are the shots I took. Now, in this case, I used a tripod and I also used a panoramic head. Now, you don't necessarily have to have either of those, but they do help. If you've got a good eye and a good memory, you can note key points in your photograph as you're panning just to make sure you've included them all. But basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to take a series of shots. In this case, I took 15 that incorporate the whole of the frame that you're trying to capture. So it's just simply a case of selecting all of these. If I left click the top one and press shift and left click the bottom one, I can select all of the images in one go. I just press open. And these are now imported into the panorama dialog box. And once I'm happy I've got all of my frames, if I just scroll down here, you can see they're all present and they're all ticked. So once you're happy with that, it's just simply a case of clicking on Stitch Panorama. And once it's done, you just click on OK. And your image should be rendered within a few seconds. Okay, you can see here in the process of stitching the photographs together to create the frame, Affinity Photo has had to distort them somewhat. So now we're going to crop the image. Now what's important here is when you shoot in medium format, you usually shoot in a frame size of about 6x4 or 6x5. So we're going to click on our crop tool, mode drop down, and I'm going to select custom ratio, and I'm going to give myself 12,000 pixels across and 10,000 down. Just press enter, and that gives me a 6x5 ratio for medium format. I'm just going to drag in the corners just by left clicking on the nodes, just so that I incorporate the area I want in my frame. And if I left click in the center of the crop, I can drag to further improve the framing. And I'm quite happy with that. Let's take this little bottom corner in. And you can see, because we selected custom ratio, we're maintaining our 12,000 by 10,000 pixels, because there is a lot of data in this stitch, because it is a panoramic stitch of 15 frames. So we are getting somewhat close to the actual pixel density of medium format as well as the framing. So once I'm happy with that crop, I'll just press enter. And I'm just going to go and open up the original 50mm shot. And just flicking between the two, I'm sure you'll agree that's a much more impressive looking photo. It's incorporated a lot of this super soft, creamy bokeh background, which is what I wanted, whilst including a lot more of our subject and allowing our subject to pop in that medium format 3D kind of way. So I hope you found this little tutorial useful, and if you did, please give me a like And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel below. And thank you, as always, for watching. Goodbye.